Toboso Yana is the creator of Twisted Wonderland. In this interview from the 2020 Magical Archives Game Guide, she answers the question, what is the creation process behind the main story, vignettes, chats, and events? For the main story, first I create a rough plot and submit it to Disney for approval. After that, I discuss with the development team what elements we want to introduce per scene, ADV, rhythmics, battles, etc., and complete the scenario as a whole. What I always keep in mind when writing scenarios is that the aim is not for it to be loved by everyone. Villains are not meant to be loved and cheered on by everyone. They are villains. They were created to be hated. That is why there is sometimes something attractive about them. As long as villains are the basis for these characters, I think it is important that they never become overly good people. Of course, there are limits. And with Disney's cooperation, we have been very particular about following storylines and quoting dialogue from the movies, so that people who have never seen the original films will want to see them for the first time, and those who have seen them will want to see them again. The vignettes and event stories are technically spin-offs of the main story, but there are a lot more scenarios involved than are in the main story. We try to delve deeper into the characters through their daily lives on campus and how they deal with the problems they face. I think there are actually many players who look forward to these spin-offs more than they do to the main storyline. That is why we want it to feel like the characters in each subplot are recalling living in the same world as the main story. But how can we direct all these different stories in such a way that there is a sense of continuity? This is an ongoing issue. Vignettes, in particular, are often depicted not from the perspective of the player, but from the subjective viewpoint of the character in question, and the way the story is depicted varies depending on the relationships between them and other characters. For example, B may be a black-hearted jerk from A's point of view, but from C's point of view, B may actually be competent, dependable, and an overall good guy. It is necessary to reconcile the two viewpoints on a case-by-case basis. Currently, I can't think of any other way to uphold continuity besides reading through all of the stories and making changes when needed, again and again. So that's what I do. It is a daily process of trial and error. Sometimes the relationship between characters changes completely in the main storyline, which will leave me scratching my head and wondering, when did that part happen? However, I am sure that more and more events are going to be held in the future, so I am wondering if parallel and if worlds are going to start appearing. As for chats, we always try to make sure that they involve a reference to the original work that inspired the character in question. Since the Disney villains are the Great Seven in this world, it's a perfect topic for the characters to discuss after class. We thought it would be great if people who like the villains could get excited along with the characters. On the other hand, if you are not familiar with the movies being referenced, I hope it might feel as if the characters are teaching you.